Previously on the mundane and the arcane.
Hello.
Oh, hey, Tev, how's it going, man?
Hey,
Things
buddy.
are fine.
Hello.
Congratulations on your success.
How are them boots coming?
Your items are ready. He'll take you back up to his place and hand you the items that you have requested. You guys are setting up camp?
So the tribe of fates is dead.
Yeah, I guess.
That's
What does that
disturbing.
even mean?
It means a literal genocide took place. Nobblestaff told us about that an entire tribe was wiped out. You guys could be the new start, but we'll see.
I mean, all of us, though, right? Like, Ralex came and, like, put his mark on all three of us. We're bound by that.
As you look around, you do see a small kind of tent city, so to speak. Deacon, what's your armor class?
It is 14.
You take 5 points of damage as a dagger plunges into your thigh. Ralex's hounds are here for you now.
Oh, fuck your dogs.
And I would like everybody to roll initiative.
Gronk got a 16.
All right, Gronk with the 16. Deacon?
22.
Ooh, you get to go second.
What?
Mm-hmm.
After Gronk.
I'm not going after Gronk.
And
I am never going to be Gronk's sloppy seconds.
Zenko, what did you roll for initiative?
3. That's a dirty 3.
Ooh. You literally go after the child who has been hiding in a cupboard for a day.
That's only if I roll 1.
You punch a tree.
I punch a tree.
All right. So it's actually the bandit in the door. As you guys are looking around, and like I've kind of described before, these are like yurts, teepees, wigwams, tents. Like these are not solid structures, but they do actually have like window structures built into them.
Okay, Matt, before we get started, I do want to remind you, I did ready my long sword.
Yes,
the magical long sword that I got.
Yes, that is part of kind of your action as they caught you by surprise, and that was the start of initiative. So it'll be considered part of when you guys are starting to face off. That's part of your initiative roll, is you getting ready for combat, essentially. Because combat has been initiated. You didn't have it prepared before they ever attacked.
No, I had to prepare because I'm a genius.
Uh-huh.
He had his sword
I saw
out.
it coming.
All right.
That's what she said.
This cloaked kind of shadowy figure out of the doorway, which last you guys saw, when you guys were walking through town, it was getting towards dusk, but it seems like all these figures that you can see almost have a supernatural shadow around them. And as the one in the doorway lets out this, he charges in, brandishes a short sword, and comes after. After sinking a dagger into Deacon's thigh, he follows up with that attack, charges forward with his short sword, comes brandishing it. Does an 18 hit you?
Yes.
All right. So that short sword sinks into you as you get a better look. The closer he is to you, you can kind of see past the shadows around him. And it is a canine humanoid.
Okay.
That charges towards you. And you see that his paw hand thing, this is in a snapshot, essentially, that you can interpret. Doesn't seem to hold this short sword very well. But you do take 7 points of damage. And then it starts to like snarl and snap at you and try and take a bite out of your shoulder.
What? He's got multi-attack?
Yeah, he does.
Fuck this guy.
Does a 13 hit you?
Nope.
All right. So it kind of bites into your leather armor and doesn't quite sink all the way in. And he has kind of a minor grip on you and then releases and realizes that it didn't quite take effect. However, that does bring us to Deacon.
Hell yeah, because here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull out my rapier, and I'm going to stab him, but I'm also going to cast Booming Blade.
Okay.
And as I do it, I'm going to go, Sonic Boom! I don't hit him.
Yeah?
It's a 10.
No.
10 does not hit him, unfortunately.
Oh, no. Sorry, it's an 11.
And 11 does not hit.
Oh, no.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's a 12.
It's a 12.
That could have been so epic.
I looked at hand crossbow instead of my rapier +1.
All right. Unfortunately, just in this fury of this attack that has surprised you guys, your blade swings wide. That does bring us to somebody shooting through a window. Gronk, is your armor class higher than 14?
No.
Okay. You take a short crossbow bolt.
Where do I take it?
Into the back of the knee. 4 damage to you. As you see another shadowy figure has kind of popped out, and you guys are just starting to kind of really grasp what's going on in this kind of tent house. That will bring us to Gronk, though.
Okay, so Gronk is going to focus on the guy who is attacking Deacon, since he is obviously the closest and it seems like the biggest threat right now.
Mm-hmm.
And he is going to charge after him with the longsword.
Okay, go for it.
That is a 26.
That definitely hits.
Okay. That is max damage at 8.
Nice. Plus strength.
Oh, plus strength? Oh.
And
then,
plus 1 because it's a magical longsword.
Oh, yeah. No, you're right. That is... So 1d8 plus 8, so 16.
That's right, because you have the duelist thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which adds that. And then did you add the plus 1 on top of that because it's a magical longsword?
Yeah, that's added into with
Okay.
the 1d8 plus 8.
Cool. All right.
And then my second attack, I'm going to swing back around.
All right.
Yeah, that's going to hit. That's a natural 16.
That'll hit.
That's 12 damage.
Okay. As your first swing comes towards this weird kind of wolf dog man that is charged towards Deacon, your blade bites really deeply into his side, and you hear this yelp and howl almost, and then you swing back around in a flourish, and your blade, like, he seems to be holding onto his side where this wound just hit, and he leaves his neck exposed, and your blade just slices down into it, and he just drops.
Ooh.
And then immediately I'm going to turn to where everybody else is and say, who's next?
Well, following that, another figure actually charges into the room. You see that they were kind of poking their head around just before they charge. And as they approach, it's me! And it charges up to you.
So he just saw me
gross.
take fucking one of his buddies out with 2 strikes and was like, yeah, I'm still going for this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yep.
cool.
This one is brandishing 2 daggers, though. It will swing with 1. 15 hits you, correct?
Yes.
You take 4 points of damage. Give me a Constitution saving throw.
That's not good. That's a natural 4.
Ooh.
Plus 2, that's 6.
All right, you are now considered poisoned.
Okay.
All of your checks are essentially a disadvantage.
Okay.
And then it's going to try and bite you. Going to leave its other dagger to the side. 17 hits.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh.
It's going to chomp down on you. That's max damage. However, it is not terribly strong. 5 damage. So this has all been happening rather quickly. And all of your attention has been focused towards the attackers. All of a sudden, behind you, you hear this deep rumbling voice. And he goes, "Absolutely not! I shall slaughter you, you murderers!" And you see this giant bear form and charge as Reginald charges forward to deal with the person attacking you, Gronk.
Go, Reggie. Go, Reggie.
Unfortunately.
Go, Reggie.
First attack does not hit. His follow-up definitely does. Okay. So he basically reaches out. He takes a swipe at this dog creature, and then it manages to duck out of the way, and then he comes around with a bite and manages to grip onto its shoulder. And just you see him kind of pick it up off the ground for a second and like kind of tear it away.
Kind of like does the dog shake.
Yeah, just
Is that similar to the Harlem Shake?
Yes.
It's unbearable.
Nice. He does seem to do some damage to it before this weird canine creature manages to escape his grasp.
Escaped a grisly death.
All right.
God damn it, Stacy! How are you so good at this?
It's in my genetic code.
And then Zenko, I'm assuming a 20 hits you.
Yeah.
Okay. So from behind you in this weird tent house, from the kitchen where you don't remember there being an entrance, there's another one of these figures, and it has thrown a dagger at you. It hits you for minimum damage. You take 5 points of damage, and I need a Constitution saving throw.
That would be 14.
Okay, you are not poisoned.
Yay.
You do kind of catch from behind this attacker that you see a little bit of the tent house has been kind of disheveled, and you're figuring he probably crawled in from outside.
Dick.
All right. Oh, this will be fun. Okay. Alla, this little human girl that you found, sees all of these attackers, and you are all strangers, and the only person that's kind of familiar to her is Reginald, and you just hear, "Ah, ah, 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 ah," and she just crawls underneath the bed.
You're right. Very interesting.
I was trying to figure out how...
Fascinating.
Trying to figure out how she was going to interpret that, and she ran, because that makes sense
Yeah,
for a
that
little
makes
girl.
the most sense.
All right. Another crossbow bolt comes shooting at you, Deacon, however, does not hit. Yes. As you see, as you're looking where it came from, you see another portion of this tent house has been lifted up, and you see a small canine looking head with a crossbow pointed at you.
Oh, dear.
That will bring us to Zenko.
I'm going to turn to the wolf doggy man behind me who attacked me, and I'm going to cast Inflict Wounds.
Okay, you do have to touch him for that, just so you know.
Yeah,
Okay,
I know.
go for it. Make a spell attack roll.
Ugh, never mind. 9.
And
Does a 9
a
hit?
9, unfortunately, does not hit. Is there anything else you'd like to do with your turn?
I don't think I can do anything.
You still have a bonus action and probably about 20 feet left of your movement.
Yeah, I'm trying to see what my bonus actions. Bonus actions. I don't think I have any good bonus actions. So I'm just gonna step back and go, eep, bad puppy.
Okay. We're going to go back to the top of the order. It is now Deacon at the top.
Yeah, it is. Hey,
Wait, what happened to the other guy? Oh, wait, that's right.
the crossbow pup, how far away is he from me?
8 to 10 feet. Like
Okay.
it's not a huge, like they're all tent houses. They don't have a lot of structure to them. So they're
Nice.
not overly large.
I'm gonna cast lightning lure on him.
Okay.
And that says, since this is the first time I'm using it, it says you create a lash of lightning energy that strikes at one creature of your choice that you can see within range. Range is 15 feet.
Yeah.
The target must succeed on a strength saving throw or be pulled up to 10 feet in a straight line toward you, and then take 1d8 lightning damage if it is within 5 feet of you.
Okay.
So,
Strength saving throw.
strength saving throw.
All right. What is your DC?
15.
That is a natural 12, modified 13, so it does not succeed.
Hell yeah. So I'm going to cast this and I'm going to go, get over here. And I'm pull him toward me. And now he must take, because I'm at the 5th level, it's 2d8.
Oh, nice.
I love how all your catchphrases.
I
now-
rolled a 4.
Okay.
I had 2d8 and I rolled 4.
Eh.
Nathan, I like how all your catchphrases now are from 90s video games.
You're from 90s video games.
So as
Nailed
this,
it. Got you, sucker.
this like whip of lightning energy crackles in this tent house. Yeah, I said tent house, not penthouse. And it grabs onto this canine humanoid and it rips him towards you. You hear the and it gets jerked towards your direction, and you can smell this burnt hair smell as it comes up to you. Would you like to do anything else with your turn?
I want to cast Bardic Inspiration on Gronk.
Okay.
But it's gonna be like I'm just gonna like shout out in like a speech. Deke's gonna say, "All right, y'all, we can do this. Gronk, you got this. You killed one already, maybe 2. I wasn't paying attention. Maybe 2. You got this. I believe in all of us. We're doing very good right now."
So there was a
My
6-second
God,
version of
thank
that. I almost thought you were gonna say, "Do well soon."
No, I can do better. I can do better than that. Okay, maybe I can. Fuck.
Roasted.
All right. The one fighting you, Gronk, takes a swing. Actually, it's going to swing with daggers.
So hold on. The one fighting me was going after me, right? Because I killed his buddy.
That's right. Sorry, I'm getting these mixed up. Sorry, this is the one.
I do
no,
believe that
this
there
is
was
the one
one
in the
that was-
window.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the one in the window.
Because I got shot with a crossbow.
Yeah. Okay, actually. That canine humanoid figure in the window disappears out of view.
How much is that humanoid canine figure in the window?
That will bring us to you, Gronk, though.
Okay, well then Gronk's just going to turn his attention to the one that stabbed him,
Yeah.
and he's just going to swing his longsword.
All right, this is going to be a disadvantage because you're poisoned.
You also can use a D8 if you want to.
Do I have to use it before, or can I use it
No,
after?
you can use it
you-
after.
You have to use it after you roll. And,
But before you know the outcome.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to use it.
Well, you
have to roll
it's
twice.
Yeah, it's a disadvantage.
Okay, I'm not going to use it.
Okay, so you swing twice at this guy charging you.
I swung the first time, missed.
Well, it's
I'm
at
gonna-
disadvantage, so this is one swing.
Yeah, and I'm going to swing again.
Okay.
Swing and a miss.
Is the second one a disadvantage?
Yes, you were poisoned.
Okay.
Everything
is going to be
yeah.
a disadvantage. Okay,
Yeah.
well, that's not going to do anything either. Yeah. And so I used my 2 turns, but I am going to use my action surge.
All righty, go for it.
Okay, that one is a natural 17,
Nice.
and that is a natural 19.
Okay.
So
What does that modify?
I hit.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Either of those rolls would have hit.
That is 11 damage.
11 damage. Okay. You still get your extra attack because when you use action surge, it gives you your full action back, and your extra attack is part of your action.
Oh, sweet. Okay, so I have 4 attacks.
Yeah.
Okay, so then I'm going to swing again. I'm going to...
Still have to roll again.
I know, but...
I would roll again because you have to take the lower of the 2.
Okay, yeah,
So,
you're right.
make sure.
Okay, yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and use the inspiration.
All right.
Oh, that is max plus. So that is a 9 plus 8.
17.
That is 17.
Nice. That will definitely hit. Go for it.
That is another 11.
All right. Almost in a dance as these things are approaching you, you're just chopping one direction, spinning, chopping the other direction. It approaches you. It parries your first round of blows, and almost in a lightning flash, you follow it up with another back and forth and slice right into this canine creature, and it drops right next to its buddy.
Next.
That will bring us to Reginald, who is still in this bear form as he's trying to chomp down on one of these guys in the room. That will hit. So he kind of takes a paw swipe at one for quite a bit of damage.
Nice. I like to imagine that in his bear form, he literally looks like Reggie Fils-Aimé.
And then he follows it up with a bite, which also hits. All right. And that will do enough. Okay. So
That'll do, Bear.
I can't wait until I can do enough.
I can't wait till you can do something.
Oh, no.
And so as this rather large bear takes a swipe out of one of these dogs, he pins it to the ground, and then his head comes down on the back of this creature around its neck, and you almost see him slightly transform back, and you hear this, "You will suffer," and just starts ripping this dog man to shreds, and seems to go back fully into bear.
Gronk is terrified.
That will bring us to... I believe that is the one attacking you, Zenko.
That bitch behind me who's not behind me anymore.
Seeing that the poison is not taking effect, it charges at you and pulls out another dagger. That is a natural
Oy.
1.
It stabs itself.
Slips and stabs himself in the eye.
And
Forgot how to dog man.
as it tries to kind of swing at you, the dagger actually gets caught in one of the tent flaps, and it just decides, screw this, and it drops it, and it lunges back at you trying to bite. That's another natural 1.
Yes.
It fell into the
All
floor.
his teeth fall out.
Terrible henchman.
Yeah. So as it tries to take a lunge at you, you manage to kind of sidestep out of the way, and it dives full on into this still slightly smoldering, like, cooking fire. Like it's inside of a, trying to think of the
no.
like a giant, like, cooking kettle essentially. And the embers have died off a lot, but however, it does take all of 2 points fire damage.
He's the boss's
Hot
idiot
dog.
son. Like, he's the one that like,
They had to
his
hire.
dad was like, no, you're taking him with you. Teach him how to do things. And he's like, oh, I can do it. And then he fucks up royally.
At the edge of your ears, it's really hard to hear with all this kind of like howling and death and combat. You do hear this smallest sense of, not again, not again, not again.
It's Deke.
Yeah.
All right. There's the one that you whiplash to you, Deacon.
I lightning lured him.
Well, yeah. I don't know. It was a whip effect.
He got over there.
He's trying to kind of get his bearings, and he gets up off the ground. He's actually on all fours. He's only going to take a bite at you. It's just his most feral instinct. Does a 17 hit you?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought so.
You think a lot of things.
Hey, 5 damage. As
Okay.
it's on all fours, it takes a jump at your wounded leg where you got hit by a dagger earlier, and manages to kind of snag it. That will bring us to your turn, though.
Hell yeah. I'm going to boom and blade him.
All right.
All right.
It's kind of gripped onto your legs.
Yeah. Sonic boom. 18 plus 7.
Yeah, that hits.
Awesome.
So close.
So that's 2d8. That's 6. Did I add anything to this? I don't even know. I wasn't.
Booming blade. I mean, it's under the spell descriptor.
Well, because he gets hit by the
weapon
melee attack.
and the
And,
spell.
Yeah, the spell is an extra d8.
Okay.
So, it's a.
So you'll add your normal weapon damage.
Which is plus 4. So that's 10.
10 damage.
Yeah.
Nice.
I kill him.
Unfortunately, no.
Come on. Gronk's killing 1 or 2 every round. It takes me 3 rounds just to shave
Piss him off.
Actually, wait. No, that was the one you yanked to you.
Yes. Because he took 4 before.
That will kill him, actually. Sorry. I was putting that under the wrong one.
Yes.
Yes. So as your blade comes crashing down upon him, there's this clap of thunder that goes out in the room, and you just see blood seeping primarily out of this thing's ears and the back of its neck, where Deacon managed to chop down on him.
Nice.
You basically blew up his brain.
Nice. And then I'm gonna look at Zenko and be like, "Look, Zenko, I can kill one too. We can all kill him. You can kill one. I believe in you." And I'm gonna cast Bardic Inspiration.
Okay.
Yay.
I like that my Bardic Inspiration is basically me doing motivational speaking. I turn into Joel Osteen.
Ugh.
Oh,
What
no.
is it? Ew.
No.
What does it do? What does it do now? How many points? It gives me a D6 extra.
A D8.
A D8. Oh.
All right.
Yeah, you get 1 D8 and you can
Use it after you roll, but before you know.
Okay, so for 10 minutes you can add it to 1 ability check, attack roll, or saving throw.
Okay,
and
cool.
it can be added after seeing the roll, but before knowing the effect.
All right. I couldn't remember what dice it was.
That changes.
Or which die it was.
It changes as he levels.
Yeah, so now
Sweet.
it's a D8.
Yay.
I could have had a D8.
You did have a D8.
Everybody give me a perception check with disadvantage.
So do I have double disadvantage?
No, actually. That's not a thing.
That's funny because with my disadvantage, I rolled high. My lower roll was a high roll, and my high roll was a crit.
Ah, yeah.
It's perception, you said?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
So that's dirty 21 for me.
All right.
Gronk has a dirty 19 after rolling a natural 20.
Oh, you'll both
I
roll
know,
natural 20.
same.
Oh, that's depressing,
It is very depressing.
but hilarious. I call it deprarious.
That's
But hilarious.
that's going to be a dirty 16 for Deke.
Wow, you guys all rolled really well.
I have
Okay.
a +8 to perception.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah. In this battle haze, you realize you're starting to smell smoke.
it's the only way to take it in.
And that's gonna bring us to Gronk.
The dogs are burning.
So with that perception, what do we see anything, or do we just notice smoke?
At this point, you only smell it.
Okay.
Whoever smelt it dealt it.
For real. So are there any other dogmen in the tent with us right now?
Yeah, there is. Let's see. We killed. Deacon killed.
Oh, there's the boss's son, the idiot.
Yes, there's the boss's son, and then there's the one that dipped out from that like tent window.
It's a tent flap.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
It's the back of a onesie on a kid. Little butt flap.
I'm gonna go ahead and attack the guy who's in the pot or whatever. Wasn't he in a pot?
Yeah, no, he made an attack at Zenko and like slammed into a kind of smoldering
Like a kettle.
Yeah, a smoldering kettle.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna attack him.
Go for it.
Like I'm gonna like stab my longsword into.
You know what? Considering he rolled
or whatever it is.
Considering he rolled 2 natural ones, I'll give you advantage. That brings you to a straight roll.
All right. Oh yeah, that's a natural 13 plus 8.
That
No,
definitely
plus
hits.
9. I'm sorry.
That definitely hits.
Yeah. So
Shit, that's high.
I'm going to roll my d8. That's 13.
13. Okay, yeah.
Like, do I kebab him?
Pretty much. You almost essentially start cooking him on that kettle that he's knocked over.
It looks like you're churning butter. Blood butter. Dog blood
morbid.
butter.
Like,
It's a spit roast.
like normally, like when you churn butter, it's probably like this maybe slow slushing sound or something. Now it's just like as you're like snapping through ribs and shit.
Yeah.
And so on my movement action, I'm going to go ahead and go out of the tent and see what's around.
Okay.
See if I see anybody else.
Right as you exit through that kind of front door, immediately off to your right-hand side, you see another one of these canine people, and it looks like they're trying to pull one of the tent supports out of this building. And off to your other side, you actually see that a fire has started towards the window that you saw him dip away from.
Okay, with my second action, I'm going to go ahead and attack him.
Yeah, go ahead.
So the first one was an 8. The second one was an 18. So 8 plus 9. So 17.
Definitely hits. Go for it.
That is 10 damage.
10 damage. Okay. Lets out a little bit of a yip and realizes that his plan is kind of coming undone and seems like he's looking around for maybe a place to escape. That, however, will bring us to little girl crying under the bed. That's still creepy. That one's dead. The green brings us to Zenko.
So there's no more live dogs under there.
Sorry, Reginald goes first.
That's what I thought.
Actually, Reginald just starts tearing into the corpse around him, or the corpse that he'd bit into, and just starts ripping it into a ton of tiny pieces in a very bestial fury. Then it will be your turn, Zenko.
All right. Well, I'm gonna have to probably get a hold of him. So what can I do? What can I do? I can't do that because he's not an actual animal.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna tend to the crying child under the bed since there's no living puppy man in the tent.
Okay. So as you kind of like dip down, what is your initial interaction with her? Because I mean, since it's 6 seconds, I just kind of want to know, how are you going to try and calm her down?
Well, first I'm going to ask her if she's all right. It's okay. You can come out now. We'll get you out of here.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Well, my disadvantaged roll is a 7 total.
As you lean down to talk to her, you almost see her hand like reach towards yours, and like she's about to start moving towards you, and then she hears more fighting as Gronk has exited the tent and starts fighting another dog man, and it lets out a yip, and she cowers back away.
Shit. So I guess Zenko's gonna go out and help with the rest of the battle.
Okay. I would say it's probably about half your movement to get down to the bed and like talk to her. Have your interaction. You still have about to get back up. It's probably going to be the rest of your movement, and then you still have a bonus action, I would say.
All right. So no attacks happening.
No. It was most of your turn to try and convince her that everything was safe,
true.
And then she heard combat was still going on.
So I'm going to look back at Reginald and then go outside and find out what's going on.
All right, you'll make your way there. Next turn, that will bring us to Deacon.
All right, so the no more dog people in the tent, right?
Correct.
And Zenko tried to talk to girl, but she like booted it, right?
At this point, it looks like Zenko went to talk to the girl, and then Zenko stood back up.
All right, Deke is going to like crouch down to the girl, and he's gonna go, hey, sugar, come with me. Come with me real fast. You'll be safe with me, I promise. I promise on everything. You will be safe with me.
All right, go ahead and give me a persuasion check with disadvantage as well.
Why disadvantage?
Because she's already heard everything's fine, and they're still fighting.
Well, I mean, I don't think my disadvantage could get worse than a nat 1.
Okay.
Man, my persuasion is so good too. Like, this is literally the worst thing I could have rolled.
Wasn't that your first roll though? Like, it wouldn't have mattered.
It wouldn't have mattered.
There you go.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, she does seem unmoved. All
right, then I'm just gonna go. Shit, stay safe, and I'm gonna run out of the tent.
All right.
What do I see when I run out of the tent?
You get around to the door frame, and you can just barely see that Gronk is fighting one of these dogmen.
All right, how far away is he from me?
He's about 10 feet.
10 feet?
Like, he's just out of combat range.
I'm going to
like,
lightning lure that bitch that Gronk is fighting, and I'm going to get over here.
It was your action to try and convince the girl.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
I don't get to do the cool thing.
You don't.
Fuck talking to NPCs. Deke is all about action now.
It does bring us to that Canaanoid.
Wait. I can do a bonus action.
You can if you would like to.
I'm gonna cast Bardic Inspiration on Reginald, and I'm gonna be like, "Hey man, like, you know, you look like Reggie Fils-Aimé now, and you know, like, the Nintendo is doing pretty good. I'm pretty proud of you and all your accomplishments. Come on out here and fight shit out here. Don't keep killing that thing in there. There's more things alive that you can kill, and I love you."
I love you.
Okay.
There's so many emotions in Reginald's brain at the moment.
Hey, he got Bardic Inspiration though.
He might take a minus D8 on that one. I'm not sure.
No, he won't. He gets. He can use it whenever
he takes
wants.
13 psych damage.
However, it is that Hound of Ralex's turn, and what is he gonna do? All right,
He's just gonna die.
probably. Yeah, nope. He's gonna use an attack to try and attack one of the tent poles that is keeping this house up.
I thought he was a dog. Dog man. A cat man would use it as a scratching pole. Scratching post. I did it. I did that.
What? He hits the tent pole.
When he just pee on it.
However, that does collapse a good like third of the tent. It's going to be to get out of this house, it's going to cost you half your movement for the last 10 feet. Deacon, since you're really close to the door, it's only going to cost you half movement, like difficult terrain, half movement for 5 feet. And then it's going to use a bite on Gronk. With a natural 4, I do not believe that hits.
Nope.
That will bring you up, Gronk.
So as he tries to bite at me, I'm just gonna put the hilt of the long sword right into his snout.
Okay.
Okay, so first one was a natural 15. That was a natural 17, so my first one hit.
24, right?
Yeah.
Modified? Yeah,
Mhm.
that definitely hits.
That is 12 damage.
All right. Go ahead and claim your kill, sir.
Yeah, I'm just going to take the hilt, like just smash it into his nose, and I'm assuming it's just gonna break his snout and like push bones into his brain because I hit him so fucking hard.
Okay. So as this canine humanoid lunges at you with a bite, you almost instinctively try and defend yourself with the back end of your blade, and you hold up your hand, and you don't realize how strong you're coming forward. And with his forward momentum and your momentum going the opposite direction, you do manage to like smash all of the bones in his face. This guy looks like he was born in 1100 AD Britain. Like his mouth is just screwed to shit and
All right.
smashed into his face, and it plummets to the ground.
Does he give like a couple twitches?
You do. It's almost like when you scratch a dog and it's got that little like kick, that motorcycle kick thing. Yeah, it does a few of those, and then leans over, and you almost hear this.
So I'm going to shout out to everybody else who is still inside the tent. Hey guys, we have a fire going over here.
All right, so Gronk has let out a signal warning, essentially, that this tent house is on fire, and part of it is collapsed already. What are you guys doing?
I mean, are we still in initiative?
I mean, we'll take it turn by turn. Gronk, that was your turn, essentially. Reginald is at the current moment. Yeah, he's still going in kind of a bestial fury at the moment.
But he's like in the tent still.
Yes. But that would technically, I would say, Deacon, you're up next, then Zenko.
Okay.
Plus the little girls in there.
Is there like maybe like a barrel of water or something around? Like,
go ahead and give me a perception check to see if you can find a way to like put this out.
okay,
I wouldn't say there's a barrel of water per se, but
that is a 21.
all right. As you're looking around, you notice that obviously part of this tent has collapsed. The window that one of these canine people was shooting through has partially fallen, and it's actually looks like it's the easiest way out.
Okay.
It's a little close to the fire, but it looks like you wouldn't have difficult terrain trying to get out of it.
Well, I mean, I'm in the doorway anyway.
Yeah, no, this is what you see. This is your perception check.
Okay.
If you're trying to get like people out, or if you're trying to get out, if you want to try and put the fire out, you could basically go to the outside of it, see where the fire is located, and try and cut that fabric of the tent away.
Okay, I want to do that.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a dexterity check.
That is an 18 plus 6. So that's 24.
It's not with proficiency, but that's fine.
Oh, so
Yeah, it's just dexterity because you're.
Oh, just
dex,
like
you're not like attacking something. You're trying to cut away this piece of burning tent.
I would think
and
that that's
separate
important
it.
to Deke.
But he's stabbing at it aggressively.
Go ahead and give me a damage roll just to kind of see how much of this you mitigate. It's your sword damage.
I got a 6.
Okay.
I mean, is that like...
Yeah,
with
that'll add your dex to it as well.
Okay, so that would be a 10. No, that's a 12.
All right.
If I add my dex to it, that's a 12.
Yeah, 12 points of basically like
Oh,
concise structural damage to this.
Plus 1 more, so it's a 13.
Yeah, like it as your blade bites into this, you almost don't even feel resistance as you're cutting around it, and you cut up this burning section and do manage to basically pull it away.
Okay.
You would imagine if nobody does anything for like the next 30 seconds to a minute, it might continue to catch the tent, but for now, it seems like it's taken everything out.
Okay, and I'm going to yell, everybody out of the tent.
All right. Zenko, what would you like to do?
What's Reginald doing? Is he still tearing into that corpse?
At this moment, let's see, with both those calls for basically fire and everybody get out of there, you do see, as he finishes up with this first corpse that he's been mauling, there's almost like a cognizance comes back to him, and even in his bare form, you see tension lower, and he starts to look around and shifts back into his normal form.
Let's get Alla and get out of here.
I believe that would be wise. I mean, he basically spent his turn getting himself back together, so if you would like to take the lead on it.
All right. I'm gonna try to grab Alla again.
Okay, go ahead and give me a persuasion check. Just straight up, no disadvantage or anything.
Mm-hmm. That's a dirty 21.
Ooh, nice. So how do you try and convince her to come out and kind of escape this potential burning tent?
All right, little one. The tent is on fire. We have to get out of here. I promise you can trust me. I'm here with Reginald.
You see her just kind of still cowering, and then she listens for just a heartbeat, 2 heartbeats, several heartbeats. She doesn't hear any more combat, and just, please, help, and starts crawling towards you and like almost like grabbing onto your leg.
Uh-huh.
And if you decide to start moving out, you can make it out. Yeah, so
I've got her.
you have all effectively made it outside of the tent with these dead assassins either within the tent, right outside. Reginald's there with you as well. Do you guys have anything to say? Any questions?
Gronk's going to go back into the tent.
Okay.
Why?
Oh.
So one of the guys dropped one of his blades, one of his daggers.
Mm-hmm.
Gronk's going to go grab it.
Okay.
And he's going to assume that it has some kind of poison on it.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to pack it real carefully.
Okay.
And put it in his bag.
Go ahead and give me an intelligence check, actually.
Now, come on.
I mean, it's probably what we all expect at this point from Gronk.
I mean, it's not terrible, but it's Gronk. It's a 9.
Okay. As you pick up one of these blades that you assume are poisoned, you kind of dip back into all the stuff that you've seen your dad work with before, and you do realize that this chemical that's coating this blade does stick to metal, and it is poisonous.
Okay.
So you pack it away?
Ooh-wee.
Yeah, I pack it away.
Okay.
Like, carefully, like, aside from everything else, like
Right.
on the exterior bag, if I can, and kind of probably, like, wrap it with something before I put it.
Sure.
in the
I mean,
bag.
yeah, you can cut away a piece of tent and kind of
Yeah.
wrap it or
Yeah.
something if you
Yeah.
want.
I'll do that.
All right. For future knowledge, it's just a dagger.
Mm-hmm.
And the poison basically, I would equate it to like gasoline. Like it by the time you probably pull, it doesn't stick around in oxygen for very long.
Okay, but guess what? I got another dagger that I can carve shit into.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it is technically poisoned at the moment, but it won't be probably by the time you use it.
Okay.
But you will probably think it is.
I do want to search some bodies as well. See kind of what else they might have on them.
Okay, we will get to that in a sec. What is everybody else doing? Because this tent, like technically, the flaming part still can catch the tent.
I don't
Okay.
have any water spells.
Okay, then like the flaming part, I guess Deke would run over and like stomp on it and try to like put it out.
Okay, so you're gonna go ahead and use your action to do that. I'll go ahead and say a dexterity check.
I got 17.
Yeah, no, you manage to kind of before you fully start trying to stamp it out, you do kind of scooch the fire away from the rest of the cloth first before you start kicking up all the embers by putting it out.
Yeah, like it's scooped like dirt on it and stuff.
Yeah. So you do effectively put it out. It is no longer in danger of being put on fire.
Yay.
Zenko's gonna be looking around.
But Zenko, you're looking around.
Looking around for more trouble, more sign of, dogs of Ralex, etc.
As you look around, you don't see any other activity. You don't see anybody like running away or seems like anybody's spying on you or anything.
Promise?
I do. Otherwise, I would have made you roll for it.
What's that? Yeah. No.
Okay, Gronk, you're trying to kind of drag these dog people into kind of a group to loot them, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
Get them out of the tent.
Just kind of see what they might have on them. Not
Okay.
necessarily loot. I mean, if he finds gold or something, he'll take it, but it's not like he's specifically looking for valuables. He's just kind of trying to determine, like, what they might carry on them, what, might link them to Ralex in some form or fashion, any symbols that there might be or something like that.
As you're looking over their armor, you do actually see a pink paw print. Not a pink. It's kind of like a purplish black
it's a clue.
Yes.
Sorry.
God damn it.
Sorry, Matt.
Happened.
Continue.
No, that's great. But emblazoned on, it's on the underside of each portion of their armor. You do see this purplish black. It looks like a very crude paw print. It kind of sewn in. Purple and black ink in clothing is not necessarily common. Like it's not necessarily super expensive, but it's harder to come by. And the fact that somebody put that much effort into marking, with how you guys kind of mowed through these guys, the fact that these guys are marked with something that's semi-exotic means that they're probably part of an organization that's fairly well-funded.
So if they're well funded, would Gronk have any kind of knowledge based off of the military history with his family?
You've made this check before. I'm gonna say like currently with your current knowledge, you wouldn't be able to make another check.
Okay.
Nothing would necessarily spark something in your brain.
Okay. Any gold?
There is actually between them, you do find 10 gold on each of them, except for one of them seems like they only have 2 gold, 4 silver, and 3 copper. And that is the one that charged Deacon at the beginning of the fight.
Okay, so how much in total then?
That would be 42 gold, 5 silver, and 3 copper.
I don't know.
Yeah.
And a partridge in a pear tree.
They do have their weapons. None of them seem to be super well made or anything. Their armor, aside from that emblem, looks fairly standard. Although foreign of make. It does seem to have, like, the shoulders seem to be more designed to fit their wolfish frames. And it seems almost like it's more pointed. Most of the armor that you've seen between these three countries that you guys have visited is a little more rounded, seems a little more cured, well done.
So Gronk's going to try to cut one of these emblems or pry one of these emblems off.
Sure. I mean, yeah, you can do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is it a cloth emblem or is it like a metal emblem?
It's more. It's like sewn into their leather armor under one of the, like, bottom portions.
Okay.
It's not necessarily an emblem. It's sewn into their armor. Sorry if that was confusing.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like a badge.
Like it's embroidered.
Essentially, yeah.
Okay. So yeah, he's gonna cut off just the piece that has the emblem from the leather, and then he's gonna stick it in his bag.
Nice. All right.
Smart.
Okay, and then Deke wants to go over and talk to the girl.
She's still kind of hanging out by Zenko for the most part, and, like, seems like she doesn't know if she wants to run to Reginald or Zenko, and is looking at her home as it's basically collapsed behind her, or at least half collapsed.
So Deke's gonna drop down to one knee and
Propose.
he's gonna propose
A solution?
No, Deke's gonna go, honey, you're safe. You're safe. You're with us, and you were safe. Can you tell us what happened?
They came just before first light. And all of a sudden, I don't know. Daddy grabbed me, and he shoved me into the armoire so that he said, "Don't make a noise, honey, and whatever you do, don't come out. You'll be safe here." And I was safe, I guess, but I saw him, and he wasn't safe, and Mommy wasn't safe.
Deke's gonna reach out with his hand and put it on her face, like the side of her face, and draw her into his shoulder in like a hug.
I don't know what to do anymore.
Shh. It's okay.
And yeah, she's breaking down, and it is everybody's gone. I don't see any friends. I don't know what to do.
Sugar, you don't have to talk about it anymore.
Okay.
You just let it out. And Deke's just gonna, like, hold her and let her cry it out.
Okay. And that's gonna take a minute. Like, her world is gone.
Mm-hmm.
Deke has been there before.
Yeah. After a few minutes, and she kind of, there's nothing left, essentially, to cry out. And she, where do we go now?
Deke's gonna look over at Reginald and go, "Can you get her back to Terralar?"
That was the plan, to bring us all back. I wanted to save at least Alla. She is the only survivor we saw.
Is there anything else that you think we can learn from here before we go back? Or do you think we've learned enough?
I do not know. And you actually see this little girl who originally seemed very, like, fond of Reginald, and like he was a warm face.
Mm-hmm.
You see almost a little bit of fear in her from the best you can guess, probably him mauling a body while she was staring out from under the bed.
Yeah.
And she looks to you all and says, I don't want to go away. Can we go see Speckleface?
Where's Speckleface?
He's up the mountain. He's a little weird looking, but he lives in the building up there and he looks at the sky. And I don't want to go from home.
Okay.
And he's close.
Okay, honey. Yeah.
Okay.
Zenko looks at Reginald. Do you know who this is?
If it's who I think it is a well, he's a quirky dragonborn I've heard he has some sort of skin disease that makes him look a little odd.
I see no harm in it then.
Yes, I do not believe he has any ill will. He has lived next to this community for some time, but if she does not feel comfortable leaving, then I would at least like to meet this person.
Of course, so would I.
All right. So on the Speckleface?
On the Speckleface.
He was saying it to the girl.
Oh, okay.
On the Speckleface?
Yes, please. Mr. Nice Man, I'm Alla.
Honey, you can call me Deacon.
Okay, my daddy said it's always polite to shake a new friend's hand. So here. And she holds out her hand towards you.
I'ma shake it.
Okay.
Aww.
There's almost like a slight relief to her before you see all that grief crush back down on her.
Yeah, also I'm gonna smile at her real big.
You see
Ayla,
that flash.
it's nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you, Mr. Deacon, sir.
There you go.
Yeah.
You got it.
Yeah. And you Mr. Orcish man, you beat up the bad guys real good. What is your name? My name is Ayla. And she holds out her hand.
My name is Gronk. And he casts Mage Hand.
Because Gronk has severe anxiety and doesn't want to touch other people.
He just thinks it might like cheer her up a little bit to see like a little bit of magic.
Go ahead and give me a persuasion check with advantage.
Natural 11 and a natural 4. So
Okay.
persuasion is a +5, so 16.
Nice. Okay. So, like, there's a slight hesitation as she sees, like, this weird energy going around you. Like, she's seen spells before, so she's not super freaked out by it. And then this spectral hand comes out and shakes hers, and she's, oh, you could do tricks too, and you're big and strong. And you kind of look like Speckleface. You a dragon orc lady?
Yes, I'm half dragonborn, half orc. My name is Zenko. It's nice to meet you. And she holds out her hand for Ayla.
She grabs it. Like, there's that hesitation of, like, what the heck is a half orc and a half dragonborn? And, like, she's never met that kind of combination in her life before. But after she realizes that, like, this is almost a sense of comfort to her to recognize this person that she's trying to go to is like, hey, I'm your friend. So she reaches out her hand and grabs yours really strong. And
Aw.
oh, okay. I think I'm ready now. New friends and on to Speckleface.
New friends and new adventures on our way.
That flies right over her. Again, whole family, whole society, still dead, walking away from it. But she kind of points you guys towards a ramp that continues up this mountain. And
So as we're going, like as we're walking towards Speckleface's place, I guess, Gronk is going to hand 14 gold to both Zenko and Deacon.
Yay.
okay.
Why, thank you.
I found this on the guys that attacked us. I didn't think that I should keep it myself. I wanted to give you guys your share, and here it is.
Hey, thanks, Gronk.
Reginald will remember that.
Well, I mean, good.
Sorry.
God, you fucking weirdo. Fuck me. That's good. This just became a Bethesda game. Yeah.
Also,
Reginald slightly disapproves.
Also, Gronk is going to take the Hounds of Ralex emblem out of his bag and give it to Deacon.
Okay.
And tell him, hey, I don't know if and when this might be useful, but I trust you with it more than me.
Okay. And Deke's just going to stick it in his bag. He'd be like, all right, I got you, Boo Bear.
Please don't call me that.
Yeah, I got you. This is your new nickname, Boo Bear.
I don't like that so much.
Hey, Alla, if you want, you can call Gronk Boo Bear, and he loves it.
And Gronk's gonna give an awkward smile and be like, please don't do that.
He also likes it when you put on rings on his tusks.
She's gonna roll an inside check. Okay, maybe later. I don't have any rings.
It's okay. Hey, well,
but
we
the
can
name,
make some.
yeah, the name he doesn't seem to like. So maybe the ring thing later.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm uncomfortable.
As you guys manage to make your way up this portion of the mountain that you guys have been fighting on, which y'all were on kind of it was a flattened surface of this mountain that was kind of this ledge that could support enough of these people. But this ramp going up is actually fairly smooth. It is almost like a modern day ramp. It has been smoothed out and is winding up around this mountain. As you crest towards the top, it does plateau off, and you see an actual like wood and stone structure that looks like it comes up and it's circular, but as it rises up, it actually rounds off, and you do see what looks to be like a giant tube coming out of the top, and it definitely looks like an observatory in modern terms.
Ooh.
But as opposed to like that tent city that you guys just came from, this is an actual built structure, and it looks very solid. From your guess, probably about 40 feet across and maybe 60 feet tall. And this contraption coming out of it looks like it's probably about 10 feet in diameter.
Cool.
Neato.
All right. As you approach, there's a door. Do you guys just approach and knock?
Yeah, Zenko's gonna knock.
Well, I want to say this, like when they start walking up, it would make sense for Deke to like reach down and hold Ayla's hand as they walk up. So when they walk up, they're walking hand in hand.
Okay. She does seem to take comfort in it. She's still very confused.
Yeah.
As Zenko goes, you said you were going to knock, correct?
Yes.
Right as you're doing that, just behind you, you do hear just this gentle patter of feet that is broken away from Deacon's grasp. You're still going to be able to knock first, but you do hear Ayla essentially coming up behind you.
Aw.
You give the door a knock, and then for probably about 5 to 10 seconds, there's no response. And then you hear Ayla behind you. Speckleface! Speckleface, come out! Speckleface, it's Ayla! And then she starts running around the tower as nobody seems to come to open the door, and she starts throwing a rock towards the giant tube contraption, and as you hear this metallic sound kind of resonate a little bit. Another 30 seconds go by before the door opens up, and you all get your first look at Speckleface, and you get why he's called that.
He's got freckles.
He is a bronze dragonborn.
Okay.
And at least that's what it looks like for most of his scales.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of his face, and you can see some of it on his like arms and hands, and a little bit of on his lower thigh. What is exposed? There's this weird like whitish green tint to his scale color that looks like a kind of a skin deformity almost. That like he's not supposed to look that way, but it's mostly predominantly in his face, and the colors seem kind of a mishmash. As he opens the door. Yes? Alla? Oh, who are you?
Oh, my name is Deacon Bishop. This is Zenko. This is Gronk. And this over here is Reginald. You might know Reginald. I don't know if you do or not, but that's Reginald.
We've come with Ayla. She requested to see you.
Oh, okay. Alla, are these people your friend? And she kind of looks up sheepishly, like she's not really sure how to respond, and then timidly nods. Oh, okay. I suppose come on in. I don't believe I know this Reginald, and you said a Deacon Bishop, a Gronk, and a Zenko?
Yeah, I just said Deacon, but
how
did you must have heard of me. I am a Deacon Bishop of the Grand Bishops.
That does ring a bell. Maybe that's from one of my stories.
There have been many stories written about the exploits of me and my father Winston.
Well, very well. We shall have to look into the books. Come on in.
Meanwhile, Zenko's kind of struck because she's actually never met a Dragonborn in person.
This is probably very weird for her then.
He's the first she's ever met because she, like we said before, she doesn't know her father. She doesn't know any of her family on that side.
Yeah.
They're not common where she's from.
Yeah. All right.
I guess Gronk's going to walk in.
Okay. You all walk in. As you come into the initial hallway, it's not a whole lot to it. This building almost immediately opens up into a wide chamber, and it doesn't look like it's actually supposed to house people necessarily. It looks like one giant bottom floor, and then you can see up there's a central second floor that you can look up to that's predominantly looks like a library. You can see a few doors that lead off into the other sides of the building. This Speckleface character walks you immediately off to the right and kind of sits you down. There is some kind of spread around furniture for you guys to sit. And well, I shall be right back with tea.
Oh, excellent. Well, do you maybe have coffee?
I could do coffee as well.
Yes.
All right. You all look worse for wear. Yes, no, coffee indeed, actually. No. I shall do both. Do both. And you see he steps through the next door, comes back with looks like almost like two Bunsen burner looking contraptions and two kettles, and then looks at it, and you hear this word of magic kind of go out into the world, and he's and both of them light up and start to steam up these kettles. And then he starts to look around at the rest of you and so, what brings you here? Did you come to look at the stars?
No.
Did you hear about my play?
No.
No, although in different circumstances, I would love to see it.
Oh, hell, I shall have to show you. But first, yes. What are you here for?
Unfortunately, Ayla's village was attacked, and she's
What?
She's the last one.
Ayla, is this true? She kind of looks, and again, this wave of realization of what just happened, she just kind of she just shuts down.
Deke puts his hand on her shoulder.
She kind of like reaches her head and like leans her head over towards your hand. Well, this is preposterous. I can't believe it. They've been attacked. You say they have all been slain?
We assume that it is the Hounds of Ralex.
Ralex? But he resides far from here.
Well,
He
some
apparently
of us goons
has
were
reach.
just here, so
Okay, and
He
so
projected himself to us at the Shrine of Fate.
the Shrine of Fate, you say? The Shrine of Fate. Yes. That would make sense.
What connection does Ralex have with Fate, do you know?
Well, I believe he is a quite devout follower of the Lord of Chaos, and he is quite powerful. I believe he rules his country with an iron fist, and well, I have seen the stars fading from the sky, especially those around the constellation of fate. It has seemed to throw the entire night sky into chaos. You say that this Ralex creature is after you? At the
Yes.
Shrine of Fate?
Yes.
What happened at the Shrine of Fate?
So I had old man Theo's sword, and I stuck
I
it
do
in
not
the.
know who that is.
Okay, it's cool. I put it in the rock, and then I pulled it out, and it became this dope rapier.
That is a very nice weapon. Continue.
Pretty dope, right? And then you look on the bottom, and you see it's got the
Ah, yes, the symbol of Inithor.
yeah,
Yes.
and then I sheath it back up.
But why would that cause Inithor's constellation to disappear from the night sky? Why would Ralex come after you?
We've received word that the tribe of Fate was murdered.
Well, yes, you've told me that bit.
and that Anathor is dead.
Oh.
Inithor has died?
Yeah, so apparently Inithor is dead.
Are you telling me that one of the divine beings has been slain?
From what we can understand, yes.
I mean, we weren't there, we didn't see it, but
That would explain everything. Or would it? Maybe.
I mean, I didn't do it.
Oh, no. I doubt you could slay a god.
I mean, I've never tried.
Me neither. Ah, the tea and the coffee is ready. And he starts pouring all these cups, and his mood almost transitions between whatever he's focused on. Like, he'll start pouring the coffee and almost ignore any conversation going on around him while he does it, and then turn immediately back to you. So, you have your refreshments, and so the tribe below has passed. I'm very sorry, Alla. Yes, and the stars are disappearing, and you are not here for my plays. What a very strange day.
Ayla wishes to stay with you, if that is all right.
A tribe of warriors slain. And then a bold new group of adventurers comes in and starts their adventure while the god of fate has died. That would make a great story. I'm sorry. Yes, Ayla, you said, wanted to live with me?
Yes.
Oh, well, very well. Ayla, yes, of course, you can stay with me. You are such a sweet little girl.
You are the closest to family she has.
That is very peculiar, because I haven't seen my family in a long time. I wrote a play about it.
May I ask, being dragonborn, you're the first I've met, given, believe it or not, given my heritage. And where is your family from?
Oh. It's the best way I can put it. And you see him walk away, and he actually goes upstairs to this library that he has. He comes back with a book. It probably looks like it's only about 40 pages thick and not bound in anything super secure. It looks more like the equivalent of like paperclip together on these parchment sheets, and hands you, as you read this stack of papers, essentially, as he hands it to you, you look at the cover and you read the title, and it says, "Green is the Loneliest Color" by Speckleface. And he hands you what appears to be a play. I wrote it all my family history down. I mean, it had some interpretations, but it's all here. They abandoned me a while back, and then because they saw my face, I'm assuming, and that I would not truly be accepted, and so I was taken in by. There was a learned librarian and his family that took me in, and then they brought me here one time, and I got fascinated with the stars, and I was like, oh, I must come back to the Sapphire Sky Observatory, and then I managed to take the place over about 10 years ago, when the last observer died, and that is my family, but it's all in there.
Thank you. I will gladly read it.
Good. I also have another one. It's not quite the same. It's called Together with Myself. Then that's those two have to do with like how you deal with being alone all the time and nobody understands you. And then I also have this other one. It's called Love, What Is It Bad For? That's my first attempt at a musical. And then I also have this other one. It's called Tipping the Scales. That one's just about being a dragonborn in general, but I don't have a lot of experience just being out in society. Anyway.
Oh my, well, I guess this means, could I borrow this one, read it, and return with it for another one?
How about you take it out of here, you get copies made, and you hand them to all of your friends?
Oh, of course.
Yes.
I would love to.
Speckleface the poet. I shall be known one day.
I mean, cool.
For your kindness, you will be known.
Reginald, seeing just this absurd display, kind of looks around as well. Alla has been taken care of. Do you have any further questions for Speckleface the poet, or shall we return? I would like to return to Nobblestaff and give him the news of what has transpired.
It would be best to return.
Very well.
Thank you, Speckleface. Nice to meet you,
goodbye.
Alla. I wish it were I wish it were under better circumstances.
And almost immediately she pipes up. She goes, "Me too."
She gives her a hug.
Yeah. And Deke's gonna give her a hug, and he's gonna go, "Ayla, we're gonna come back and visit you, okay?
Okay, you're the nicest people. Thank you.
You got it."
Thank you. Thank you, Gronk and Deacon and Zenko and Reginald and Speckleface and yes. Yes. If you guys don't have anything else to do, Reginald will take you back to the tree you came from.
Okay.
Okay.
And
Let's make like a tree.
And get the heck out of here.
But first,
Yes. Would you like to mark the
Gronk's
tree?
going to mark the tree.
Yeah, that's what I
Of
thought.
course.
You successfully do so while Reginald looks at you curiously. And then,
It's just a thing I do, man.
if that is your worst trait, then you are better than most I know.
Cool. Thanks.
Yes, cool. Let's go home. And you see him pull out a gem from his pouch, and he places it against the tree and begins to chant. And where Nobblestaff just kind of touched his staff to the tree, and it split open in that weird greenish purple energy, you see Reginald almost has to, like, it's almost very quiet at first. It's just this, And his voice seems to resonate in the area, and it's like this ritual he's casting. And you see his muscles start to bulge, and it's almost like his body is being crushed under the pressure. And while last time you smelt lavender with novel staff opening this tree, this time you smell it's more like a rose petal smell. And the area almost seems more tumultuous, like he can't control this spell very well. And it's circling around you guys over and over, and like wind starts to pick up, the grass is blowing, there's leaves going everywhere. And just as this almost like mini hurricane starts forming around you, the tree starts to split slower than last time, and eventually does get up to a point where you can all jump in.
Woo.
Y'all
Zenko
choose to
goes
do so?
through the portal. Yep.
Gronk follows.
Deacon?
Deke's gonna do it, but as he goes through it, he's gonna
give
turn
finger
around as
gun.
he's going through, and he's
Gonna do it.
he's gonna do a finger going at Reginald.
And do his 13-minute dance.
It's not a 13-minute dance. It's literally just a turn, point, and through the hole.
Actually, like where novel staff could actually like see you want to do it and you do it, it's almost like Reginald is pulling the tree apart to do it, and then he pulls himself through. And as that similar like vacuum feeling sucks you through, you all pop out into that glade just in front of Terralar. And that's where we're going to leave off tonight's session.
Yay.
All right.
Ooh.
Hey, thanks for listening, everybody. If you want to join in the conversation, you can find us on all social media platforms by searching at TMaTAcast. And if you want to be an NPC on the show, go ahead and use the hashtag TMaTAcast.
See you, TMaTA.
Dad, I'm hungry.
Hi, Hungry. I'm Dad. The podcast where nerdy dads talk nerdy fads.
We talk life, entertainment, and give advice to those who never asked for it.
Like, anytime I do anything, my brother calls me a thought. What do I do?
Or best college degree for a supervillain.
So go smash that like button.
Find us wherever podcasts live.
Where's that, Jared?
A magical place called the internet.
Like Spider-Man and Elsa shipping videos.
Dad, I'm hungry. Wait!
Forge Audio.
Dream it.
Build it.
Share it.